What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So yeah, I entitled this video "Things will not be the same. Things will never be the same." Uh, and it doesn't take a genius to see. You have a military failure, and they're trying so hard to flip the script, and that page that they're trying to turn is more like, oh, I don't know, a sheet of plywood. So it takes a little bit more oomph to flip that script, if you know what I'm saying. You had the widow, pregnant widow of one of the servicemen, and when her and her in-laws, uh, it was time for them to speak to Joe Schmo. Uh, she was the only one that stuck around, and after a couple minutes, she just turned around and left. Same old sob story about his son Bo, who died terminal illness, not died during a mission or anything else like that. But all I got to say to the usurper in chief is this: if your son, Bo, was alive today, he'd die of shame. In other news, Project Veritas is still out there doing real journalism. And there was this teacher, I'm sure you've heard the story, who all tatted up with commie tattoos. How do you even get a job? I mean, even with a long sleeve shirt, he still had some tats on his face and some really wide gauged earrings and stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, if you're gonna work in the public school system, you really shouldn't have a tattoo sleeve of any kind. I'm not saying don't have tattoos, but a tattoo sleeve of any kind, come on, let's be real. Um, and then certainly facial piercings, and I'm one that believes that, hey, live your life, do what you want to do, how you want, but come on, there's a professional standard at some point for some of these positions. Anyways, all these commie tattoos the guy's got, and on video admitting that he has an Antifa flag, he's wearing an Antifa shirt, and indoctrinating kids into communism and trying to scare them. On video, he's saying this. And so he's basically saying, well, if you're scared about my flag, that means you're scared because you're a fascist, blah, blah, blah. And word got around. And so they had this meeting. And Project Veritas releases the video right before the meeting, about a day or two before, a couple days before. And so there you go. And so the parents of that school board meeting, they were pissed. You could find that on the internet. It's just very interesting to see. Also, let's talk about all these Afghans coming here. Yes, Afghans. Conveniently dumping them in swing states. Big surprise there. Out of all the people rescued, there's only a small percentage of them were Americans. 20,000, 120,000 or so. Only 6,000 Americans. And they want to say, oh, we got 90% out. Well, I don't think they even got close to it, to be honest with you. But even if that is the case, that's nothing to boast about. It said we got 90% out. Now we're going to do what we can to get the rest out. They didn't even say that. No, no. And they want to count this as a success. 20 years in the sandbox. I remember why we went. And I remember an initial report saying that the perpetrator in question was killed not too long around Christmas or New Year's, 2002, and then they covered that up. And so they had to make this fake story. So to help Obama get reelected, they had one of his doubles killed, and no body. Oh, dump him at sea. And saying, oh well, it's like, wait a minute, no, where's that in the Quran? To be honest with you, I don't even know. So what else are we looking at? We are looking at something else that's very cataclysmic. I've heard that if you don't get if you're at the airport and you don't have a we'll just say the Fauci ouchie, or or the or the sleever, as someone calls it, that you get put on that no-fly list. And put on that no-fly list, they want to take your guns. And so they're really bureaucratic takeover. And at one point, what point were we going to say, enough with this paperwork? Let's just trim everything down, start from scratch, and say, okay, what are our standard issues of living? Okay, all right. And at what point are we going to say, you know what? What someone does in the privacy of their own home is their own business. Right now, everybody's spied upon. No one's private. There's no privacy anymore unless you go completely off the grid. Get rid of your internet connection, get a satellite phone, uh, and there you go. So that's what you're looking at, folks. Now, question is, are you going to sit there and do everything I mean, I'm just want to know how many people in my audience right now still believe a shred of information, quote unquote, that is put out there by the federal government. Heck, you can even throw your state government and local governments in there. How much you believe everything they say and everything the mainstream media says. If you truly believe every single thing without question, I can't help you. You're hopeless. You deserve your tyranny. You deserve your imprisonment. Um, you were warned at every turn of the dime. It's like I hear this parable from time to time. Some people say, there's this bad rainstorm, floods coming, and it's time to evacuate. Someone says, hey, I got plenty of room in my van. We're gonna head to this really nice hotel. It's and we're out of here. You don't have to worry about the storm, and you could just chill with us. We'll even get you your own room and all this other stuff. And the guy's like, no, God will save me. And here comes the water. Um, and you have some people that are say, hey, you know what? You hop in their car. We're gonna go to high ground. You're not gonna get flooded there. It's like, no, God will save me. Okay, dude's on the roof. Flood's still coming. There's people on a boat saying, hey, hop in the boat. We'll paddle you to safety. No, God will save me. Here comes this chopper. Guy, the water is on the roof. Water is up to his waist or up to his knees. And once it gets up to his waist, he's going to get swept away. And the chopper shouts down with a bullhorn with a rope ladder, say, hey, hop on. Guy says, no, God will save me. And the man dies. Gets to the gate with St. Peter there. And he's like, well, why didn't God save me? And St. Peter said, well, he sent that family with a van. He sent that guy with a truck. He sent the guy with the boat. He sent the chopper. And you refused every time. So to those people who were like, yeah, God will save me, pay attention to what's being presented before you. Remember that knowledge is power. And, take everything with a grain of salt, yes. But just remember that, there's these snakes and vipers, that want to kill you, that want harm on you, and at the very least want you subservient to them. And they'd rather you be subservient to them or die, because they don't care about you. You saw what this guy did at Dover. Checked his watch 5 times, as if he had somewhere he needed to be. Like he didn't want to be there, like there's something more important. This was his fault. Actually, we can retrospect it as the fault of many entities that coerced, that took command, that put this biggest conspiracy in place I've ever seen since November 4th, 2016. On November 4th, 2016. Is it 4th or 5th? I don't know. We'll just say Wednesday, that Wednesday. They were caught off guard so much that the elite said never again. So they took control over everything. Everything was a big concerted effort. It was a conspiracy. Remember what conspiracy really means. It means 2 or more people conspiring to commit a crime or plot. The whole conspiracy theory means that they see how they flipped the script there. They took conspiracy and made it into from a word that actually meant something to a word that they are trying to relate with crazy. If you're a police officer, a detective, and you suspect that more than one person is involved with something, that's a conspiracy, and it is your job to prove whether it's true or not. As a detective, that is your job. Am I right? Same could be said with journalists, true journalists. So that's what you're looking at today. And just remember the parable of the snake, the old lady and the snake. The old lady sees a snake in the snow, halfway frozen to death, puts the snake in her pocket, brings it inside, warms it by the fire, and then the snake bites her. She said, "Why did you bite me?" And the snake said, "You knew what I was when you took me in." Just remember that. 120,000, mostly unvetted, mostly not people we know. So I say to you, what are you guys gonna do?
I think Mike, was he woke? I don't know. Everything woke turns to shit.
Pretty much. So anyways, I'll catch you later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day.
You are such pests. Now, what is it you want in your depths of your ignorance? What is it you want? Whatever it is you want, I can't deliver.